infernal butchery.
Let the battle commence.
The king has arrived.
I see villainy in your eyes. Did you think I wouldn't find you? I'm right at home in the mist. You're both equally deserving. I may be uncaring, but your limits are too extreme. How many orphans have you made? You should have suffered more. I could never abide a mindless killer. At least your nightmares were a change of pace. You made a fun target. Shame you didn't last longer. You always were overconfident. I don't mind using myself as bait. Given your reputation, I thought you'd be more skilled. A master of drink is master of nothing at all. Quiver triumphs over the quill. I hardly knew which part to shoot first. How'd I find you? Stealth isn't your strong suit. I was almost of a mind to let you live. Add another fold knight to my notches. I used to pity you, Clinks, but I got over it. If your armor were thick enough to stop my shot, you wouldn't be able to move. There was a lot to like about you, but not quite enough. Your strategies were tired, old man. Half the world just cheered. I don't mind shooting with the sun in my eye. Sorry, Dazzle. You'll be skipping the NOTHL realm. I didn't do this because you asked. I did it because I wanted to. You should have learned how to blend in. Sorry to ruin your old school vibe, but I've got things to do. Wasn't sure if I had to kill you twice. I've had enough of you do-gooders. Well, that one's not going in the stew pot. Wonder if I can sell this one for meat. You made the world, I'm a nobody. How'd I get the drop on you? You had enough mass, I could aim for center. Someone get me out of these woods. Pretty hard to miss. Did you go back in time to stop me? Guess it didn't work. That brush was happier as a tree. You were ruining the ambiance with that racket. Maybe in another life, kiddo. A NOTHL dog gets his due. Your crimes shock even me. Easy to see a target that brings its own light. I'd bet Ice will get along just fine without you, and I couldn't care less about fire. Your own people didn't even care about you. Get over it. That old man act won't work on me. Is this where I make some jibe about your jib? Why fight for Stonehall, Dresden? Death is your only reward. I don't want this carcass. My guess, it's real tough meat. The path of the selfish leads to lots of arrows. I don't blame the mindless for their crimes, but that doesn't mean I offer mercy. Your entire life was a self-burn. You going to deny you had this coming? Wait a second. Was the bear just in my head? Consider this a mercy. Most would have tortured you first. Never cared much for pets. A measure of nobility can't erase what you've done. I told you to stay out of the woods. Shame. I liked this one. That's just for being tone deaf. Enough with that stupid song. Everyone steps on someone along the way. Gambling debts were the least of your worries. Just a stepping stone to regicide. I'll just wait here for your friends to be along. Monkey King? Sounds small time. I'm just surprised arrows worked. Yes, I'm sure you were a big hit back home. I told you to stop following me around. They've all got it coming, but some a lot more than others. This one must have traded brains for teeth. There were enough voices in my head already without you. Even I still appreciate a double headshot. It's strange the omniscience didn't protect you from all those arrows. Did you let that happen? Hard to say what you were guilty of, but I trusted it was something. Pity the orphans I make today. I bring your tortured existence to an anticlimactic end. Strip an enemy of their strength and victory is guaranteed. That one fit the definition of monster to me. You were so much nicer on your leash. That's one hell of a death rattle. Trust me, that one was on someone's list. I wasn't sure I had enough arrows. You're proof of the ills, Pugna. A just world wouldn't contain the likes of you. Holidays over, Akasha. Topsides closed for play. Know your place, Revenant. I'm not in the narrow maze yet. The Drow taught me never to rely solely upon my eyes. If this is all a game to you, let's say playtime's over. Why did you even care about this fight? The vulnerable have troubles enough. I always thought you were a bit puffed up. We don't scare as easy as hill folk around here. The quiet forest will feast on your bones. He was way too tempting. Couldn't help but wing him. That blobfish held his breath for a really long time. Your wickedness was apparent. The suffering you unleashed sadly won't end with you. It was cruel to even give you a chance. I will say, she had a strangely enchanting voice. Does your so-called master even remember you exist? You were more of a gust than a storm. And that's what happens when I keep my distance. I almost sully myself just by acknowledging your demise. I'll just collect my arrows and move on. I've learned a secret or two in my time, too. Hellkind must be lacking to be afraid of the likes of you. These are dry lands, Tidehunter. Maelron holds no sway here. Unchecked fear always leads to a bad end. Such casual cruelty in your hubris, Tinker. If the hills have eyes, easy to know where to shoot them. Your kind could have intervened more in the troubles of others. I don't need to know you well to know that this was for the best. When ego drives you, others are bound to get hurt. It's not hard to justify this kill. No questions asked outside of Coich. I'm no different than a natural death, just a faster timeline. Your quest was selfish, but I'll take vengeance on and for everyone. I'll dispose of your sister for you, and anyone else I please. Was it just me, or could that slug talk? I should have read up on whatever that thing was, because that hurt. Who watches the Watchers then? I guess me. I thought you were just a rumor. Now you're just a memory. Did the map you used to get here also mark your own grave? If I don't think of a good pun now, it'll bug me later. I'd hardly call what you do rangering. About the level of competition I expected. Worry not, Wyvern. I'll lay claim to your library. If that one had a people, they must have kicked him out. You don't get a second chance. Not this time, Bone King. What did you do to deserve this? Zeus. Who has that kind of time? I respect what you did for Wei. I never understood what you went through, Anti-Mage. I couldn't remember my past. Now I do. Do you have any nightmares that could scare mine away? I don't need any social skills, tree rat. We're not so different, Hoodwink. But I don't mask my fury with a smile. Is Valora some sort of family pet? Why waste time on your sister? There's so much more vengeance to go around. I've got more sinister things on my mind than old rivalries, Lirelei. Some memories are best forgotten. Like the day my family died. All my life, that was lost in a blissful fog. But my time in the manic mask burned away that mist. I remember the looks in those killers' eyes. I remember the mundane cruelty. I see it when I close my own eyes. But I also see my new path of vicarious retribution. I won't be cruel. I will be merciless. Most who claim the Mad Mask die soon after. It stokes a mania that leads to violent death. A fighter cannot survive without regard to safety. But for those who can resist the pull, there's power in that fervor. I resisted the influence of the mask. I freed myself from it. But I can't unsee the horrors it still shows me. I feel traces of magic. A dark stain remains from its awful curse. The bloodlust is ever rising. I fight to aim my bow only at those that deserve the worst. My days of helping lost travelers are over. I don't trust myself around others anymore. Everyone's guilty of something. This weapon is fit for a prince. I like to remember how he squealed as he died. He had it built to do harm, and his spirit need not worry. I aim to do harm. And if I can help it, mostly to his twisted kind. I won't be cruel. I will be merciless. Thank you.